All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we are diving deep into something truly mind-bending. We're
Right.
talking about the world of dreams,
Dreams.
but not just, the kind you have by yourself.
Right.
This is about shared dreaming, like
Yeah.
actually connecting and interacting with other people inside your dream.
Yeah, like imagine hanging out with your friends, building a whole dream world together.
Exactly. And that sci-fi fantasy is getting a lot closer to reality thanks to a company called REMspace.
Yeah, they're really pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's quickly touch on lucid dreaming, because that plays a big role here.
Right, so for anyone who needs a refresher,
Yeah.
lucid dreaming is basically when you're aware that you're dreaming while you're in the dream.
Yeah, you can actually sometimes even, control what happens.
Exactly. It can be a pretty amazing experience.
I've had a few lucid dreams myself. It's definitely wild, but
Yeah.
REMspace is taking this to a whole other level.
Oh, yeah. They're not just about having lucid dreams, they're about connecting people within those dreams.
Yeah, and they've actually managed to make it happen.
Right. They've developed this system called Remio. It's basically a language for dream communication.
Wait, so you're telling me that two people can actually have a conversation inside a shared dream?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're claiming.
I mean, that sounds incredible, but how does that even work?
Well, it involves some pretty high-tech gear and a good understanding of how our brains work during sleep.
Okay, so walk me through it.
So picture this. You're wearing this futuristic sleep mask.
Okay, a sleep mask.
Yeah, but not your average eye mask. This thing is packed with sensors and it looks straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Like something out of Star Wars.
Totally. And these sensors are super sensitive. They can pick up the tiniest little muscle twitches in your face,
Even while you're asleep.
especially while you're asleep, specifically during REM sleep.
REM sleep. That's when we have the most vivid dreams, right?
Exactly. And you know how sometimes your face might twitch a little while you're dreaming?
Yeah.
Well, REM space has figured out how to use those tiny movements as a way to communicate.
So it's like they're reading your facial expressions while you're dreaming.
Kind of, but it's even more specific than that.
I-
So before you go to sleep, you learn these specific, subtle facial movements. Each one corresponds to a message like yes, no, or even more complex ideas.
So you're basically learning a whole new language, but with your face.
Yeah, you could say that, and then when you're dreaming and you want to communicate something, you just make that tiny facial expression.
And the sensors in the mask pick it up.
Right, the mask decodes the movement and sends the message to the other dreamer's mask.
So it's like dream texting.
Yeah, without the
Yeah.
typos, hopefully.
It's pretty wild. I mean, it's one thing to have a lucid dream where you're in control, but to actually connect with another person like that?
I know, it's mind-blowing.
So what are the implications of this technology? I mean, beyond just chatting with your friends in dreamland.
Well, the possibilities are pretty vast.
Yeah.
One area where this could have a huge impact is mental health therapy.
Oh, really? How?
Well, imagine someone who suffers from PTSD or has recurring nightmares.
Okay.
This technology could allow them to face those fears in a safe, controlled environment, their own dream.
So it's like exposure therapy, but inside a dream.
Exactly. They could potentially rewrite the narrative of their nightmares, practice coping mechanisms, and all with the guidance of a therapist who's also present in the shared dream.
That's incredible. It's like turning your nightmares into a tool for healing.
Right? It's pretty powerful stuff.
But I got to ask, with all this talk about shared dreams and dream communication, is there a risk of manipulation? Like, could someone implant ideas into your mind while you're dreaming?
That's a valid concern and definitely something researchers are thinking about a lot.
Yeah, because our dreams can be so vulnerable.
Exactly. But it's important to remember that this technology is still in its very early stages. The focus right now is on understanding the science and making sure it's used ethically and responsibly.
So it's not like we'll be downloading kung fu skills into our brains while we sleep anytime soon.
Probably not, but who knows what the future holds?
I mean, the transcript did mention studies showing that practicing skills in dreams can actually improve real-life performance.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. Imagine athletes training for the Olympics, musicians perfecting their concertos all while they sleep.
Okay, now that sounds pretty close to downloading skills.
Maybe it's more like dream training.
Dream training. I like that.
Mm.
And what about the entertainment side of things? I mean, the idea of playing a multiplayer game inside a shared dream is pretty mind-blowing.
The possibilities are endless. You could explore fantastical worlds with your friends, go on epic quests, build dream cities together.
It'd be like a whole new level of immersive gaming.
Totally, it can revolutionize how we think about entertainment and storytelling.
It all sounds so exciting, but I have to admit it's also a little bit unnerving.
I get it. It's like if dreams become the shared space, do we lose that sense of privacy, that personal escape they offer?
Right. It's like my dreams are my own little world.
I think that's an important question to consider, and it's ultimately up to us to decide how we want to use this technology and what boundaries we want to set.
So much food for thought.
Yeah, the world of dreams is turning out to be far more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the biggest takeaway you think our listeners should have?
I think the key takeaway is that we're only just beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible with dreams and technology. Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing to think about what we might be able to do with our dreams.
It really makes you wonder, what would you explore, learn, or create if you had the ability to share your dreams with others?
It's a question worth pondering as you drift off to sleep tonight.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams indeed.